Well, my name is Zach Kennedy. I'm currently studying music production and performance at GTI in Galway. Yeah.
Finn Gray. It's spelt Fionn, but I say Finn. And I study outdoor education in GMIT Mayo.
My name is Joanne Lane, and I express myself creatively by writing music.
Comment on my hair. Well, I think my hair is lovely. It really. I don't fucking know. Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah. Why did I decide to get dreads? Because I hate my fucking straight hair, and it's like would stick to my face, and I'd be like, you know what, enough of that. So I decided to just let it go naughty. Why did I pierce my ears? Because I like rock music, and rock stars have ear piercings. I like to play guitar, so I would do that. Maybe sometimes draw, if I feel like it. But yeah. The course is good, but there's just bits of it that would be a lot better and easier to do if it was in like an actual like college setting, you know. But yeah, we don't like online college. It's a load of like.
I spent years doing parkour. It wasn't a formal thing at all. It was just something for me to do. I never really knew it was parkour until I kind of started looking into it more. And then I ended up taking up gymnastics and ended up as a coach for a year, as a gymnastics coach. But it was all about just moving, just a way of me getting my energy out in a way that didn't feel restricted. You know, I could never just go for a run because that felt like going for a run was just, you know, in a straight line down a road. But having the freedom to just do whatever you want when it comes to doing flips and stuff, it's a much more, it feels like you can actually get yourself out there. Yeah, so it's just like a way of moving to me that just feels limitless, you know. And then when you do reach a limit, it's your own limit. It's not a limit of, there's no rules to the sport or anything. When you do reach a limit, it's only your own ability that limits you. So it feels like you can really just push yourself, and it's all on you, which I like. You know, a team sport, I always find there's too much reliance on other people, and there's too many people relying on me. I prefer to just be on my own, doing my own thing. And that's what I love, that I can progress in a sport where I'm the only limit. I'm the only thing stopping myself. So it feels like a real test of your motivation to kind of get out there and do it. It just feels free, and it feels good.
Well, I used to write poems first, kind of, and then they kind of just. I also play guitar at the same time, so I was like, okay, I'll just put the two together. Okay, well, I think I have been writing music for like, let's say, like a year maybe up until this point, or up until lockdown, and then when lockdown came around, like everything was on social media. It was all kind of social media oriented, so you felt like if you had music and if you had been making music, people should see it and that you should post it, because that's what everyone was doing at the time. Everyone was going through like a kind of creative, I don't know, frenzy, like. And so when I think, yeah, I was writing music during lockdown, and I was showing my friends and stuff, and they were like, you should make an account or whatever, and I was like, okay, like a music account. I wasn't really too pushed on it. Social media was never really something that I wanted to put. I never wanted to put my music out there really, but everyone else was doing it, so it was kind of like you just kind of a case of copycat really. And so then I made the account, and kind of it was great. Like initially, like, you know, you get all these like all this great feedback and stuff, but then it kind of turned into something where I was like, felt like I was creating for social media or for an audience instead of myself anymore, you know. So that's kind of how lockdown affected my music, because I was like, I spend like hours trying to, you know, make like a minute long clip of me singing and playing guitar of my original songs, and like I wouldn't necessarily, I didn't want to post anything that I wasn't like 100% happy with, so it would take me so long, and it turned into something I wasn't really enjoying anymore. So yeah, I don't know, I think it was good and bad in a way. It was like forcing me to be creative almost. So.
I started, yeah, going into third year. No, going into third year, I think, of secondary school. So that's probably 4 or 5 years ago. I'm not quite sure, maybe more. I remember one day I seen the ukulele in the house, and I was just messing around on that, and I just kind of slowly moved to guitar, and it stuck, and I got into it. Yeah. Well, if it's a good day, and I'm playing and I'm like having fun, I feel class. But if it's like not a good day, I'm just like, man, I hate this instrument with a passion. But yeah, so usually it makes me feel good because I like guitar and it's nice.
I had a serious injury on my shoulder. I dislocated it for a second time, and then I had to go for surgery. So I was between second dislocation and surgery. I'm past surgery now, but when quarantine came in, I was between them, and it was a weird. I didn't want to push too much because, of course, that's how I dislocated it for the second time. Because I pushed, but I still felt obliged in the sunny weather to get out, and so I did. But I couldn't go to Galway. I couldn't go to Clifton. I couldn't go to I could go to Letterfrack, but it was just like on the trampoline or on the bit of road outside the house, and that was it. So really, what changed was I took up sea kayak just at the back of the house. We had an old kayak knocking around, and I just started exploring. Exploring by sea rather than by land, which I know it doesn't relate to parkour, but that's how COVID changed my sports. And now I'm big into the sea kayaking, and we're doing a module on it next year in outdoor education. I can't wait. So I feel like COVID had to happen for me to find that and for me to really enjoy outdoor ed, which I like. I feel like just things are coming together a little bit, which is cool.
I think the element of like performing is what I enjoy most, and kind of just getting to like let loose and kind of just express yourself, I guess, in a way. I don't really know. Obviously, like my lyrics have meaning and stuff, but that's not the only thing I want people to focus on. I want people to just kind of enjoy the feeling of it in general, I guess. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I have more time to listen to music and kind of find more, which I've been doing, like finding new albums and stuff to listen to. As far as playing music, I guess as well, I'd be playing more guitar regularly because there's nothing else to do. So
there was lots of good parts, even though it's a horrible thing that happened. But there's lots of good parts for me, at least. First of all, we got really lucky with the weather, which I loved. Out in the kayak all day, and then getting off school was pretty good for me. And I reckon that's how I got the this course that I'm in now. Is I just got so lucky with the assessment things. I found that I'd say sea kayaking was the most important one. It just got me going with it because I'd always said, someday I'll go out in the kayak, and I had spent a few days in the kayak, but I'd never gone. I'd never gone for a day or two with my tent and just explored and slept on some island somewhere. And so I started doing that, and of course I had a friend, Cameron Ryan, across the way, who had one as well, and we were just bouncing through all these islands, which was sick, and I can't wait to do more properly.
I was thinking like how now that I've school back and stuff, I don't feel forced to create anymore, which makes me create better things. Yeah. As in when now that I have something to procrastinate against, I can write better music, I think, and like, yeah, during lockdown it was like, you had so much free time that you felt like you had to be creating all the time. As well, you wouldn't have anything to like spur you on to be creative, or to like, when I write music, it's to distract me from school and everything else that's going on that's stressful. But when you have nothing else going on in your life that's stressful, like during lockdown, it's very hard to get into that creative zone because it's like you're constantly in that procrastination state.
Yeah, it was not being able to go into Galway as a young man, and go on the tear and go mental. That was the worst part for me, anyway. I'm sure there is worse bits, but for I'd be in Galway a lot more, definitely, and I wouldn't be here at home, I think, and I'd be seeing a lot more of my friends than I am now, I think. My expectations for 2021. Alright. A lot of drinking, I think. As far as I go, anyway. Yeah.
I'd say in terms of expressing yourself, a lot of people have this idea that when you take up something new, you kind of have to be good at it. You start doing drawings or something, and they feel like you can only really stay with it if you're some kind of genius, some kind of talented person. But as a mode of expression, you need to stop seeing it as a sport, I think, as a competition. You just have to see things as a mode of expression. and just you could be so bad at something, but if you're having a good time, why would you stop just because you're bad? You know, just express yourself, get out there, and like experiment with things. Like anyone can do parkour, anyone can get in a sea kayak. You know, there's no stopping you except yourself. You just have to experiment and find what you like, and don't be afraid to try it, because you try it now, the sooner you'll find it, the more time you'll have with it.
Listen, the trick to writing your own songs is not to try and do it. No, genuinely, like, not to force yourself to write stuff. Because then I was writing fucking shit stuff, but I was forcing myself.
Hang in there, mate. It'll go away eventually, but until then, chill out, dude. You know, just watch a movie. I don't know, pick up an instrument, maybe.